Hello, everyone. I figured I'd share this one with you. The question has been asked indirectly several times, and possibly directly. I just haven't kept track of it. I'm on a rescue mission today, so I figured I'd take the time and share a little bit with you guys. And of course, this video isn't for everybody, so don't get bent out of shape because you're bored to death. Just shut down my video and go on with your day. And the question that needs to be answered is, why is Paul buying a brand new truck that he hasn't physically seen, in person? Let's put it that way. I've seen videos and pictures. Hasn't test drove. He has no idea what it's really about. And it comes down to this. I was gonna sell this truck for a couple days, and then I changed my mind. And part of that thought process was I would see what the 19s bring, and if they bring some mechanical differences, I was going to buy a 19. If it was going to be a bunch of shiny stuff and different sheet metal, I'd care less about it. I'm perfectly satisfied with this truck. And if it would have been just sheet metal and headlights or whatever reforms, and they would have kept the same engine transmission, this truck that I'm driving, my Limited, would have gotten a bigger manifold, bigger turbo. Excuse me. And I wanted to get 500 horse out of it. That's what I was pushing for, and that would take a little bit of supporting mods, and there you have it. When the 19 came out and they said what they said that they did with 19, I was super excited. I'm like, finally, this is phenomenal. Not only am I going to get my 500 horse all day, that's the way I feel about that engine. I feel like you could do 500 horse all day on that engine. Without getting into the engine. They told us forged rods. They told us bigger bolts on the caps, on the rod caps, the rod bearings. Bigger wrist pins, reworked pistons, different block, 75% stronger steel. The material 75% stronger than the material used now on the block. So, heat rejection a lot better. It's just a all-around win-win when it comes to the engine. And I feel like they are putting a lot of room on that table, So with this engine of 19, I feel like, I'll be safe at 500 horse all day doing my thing. Why is that? Because they have a bigger turbo, and it's not necessarily a bigger turbo. It's just the intake side is bigger. Let's just think of it this way: a little bit bigger, pushes a little bit more volume. It's not always about PSI, you got to keep the volume in mind too. Some guys get carried away with PSI. Frankly, I'd like to have a little bit less PSI and more volume, less heat. But anywho's, focus on the darn thing. The 19, why Paul bought it is the engine. It's flat out the engine. Yes, it is nice. The interior, before I get too far away, I am perfectly satisfied with this interior. It has enough technology for me, has everything I need and more than I ever need. So I'm perfectly fine with this interior, but you can't take away that interior is more high-end, meaning more advanced technology-wise. Materials used, time will show. The only thing that I see is them actually using real leather up here instead of this fake stuff. But, it's definitely nice to have a new interior, 12-inch screen, all those options and connectivity. Definitely nice to have the LED headlights. These headlights are perfectly fine, but more lighting is better as long as your oncoming traffic isn't pissed off at you. Self-leveling headlights is quite the must-needed, long-time past due thing. Self-leveling is definitely a thumbs up. So these new modifications, they're definitely a plus, but they're not. Man, guys, it was ice last night. I was driving down 990, and that's evidence that it was ice last night. Look where that semi made it. How the heck did he make it there? Dude, that's crazy. There's no road there, it's just a field. Somehow he made it in the field. Anyway, so those fancy gadgets are definitely a plus, but that's not why I'm trading up this truck for that truck. It's the engine, and as I've stated, the reasons. I absolutely love that they I feel like they went a little overkill. I really feel like they went overkill on the inside, because what they had here was suffice enough. But anyways, tuning is probably most important, but time will only show how well those engines are going to hold up. I'm very excited about it. One thing that I can't make any sense of it. Let me ask you, why don't you guys put in the comment section, what is one thing Paul is absolutely going to modify on that 2019, no questions asked? It's getting a modification. I'm just curious, how well do you guys know me? What's the first thing I'm going to do on that truck? And I say this needed to be done from the factory, and we're way past it. It should have been done a long time ago. I know it's quite the broad question, but just see what you all think. So yeah, hopefully I answered all your questions. Well, all you fellas wondering what hit Paul in the head. Is he got to be the coolest kid on the block or what? Nope, has nothing to do with sheet metal. The headlights, as I've said, and I'm not going to repeat myself, definitely help, but no, it didn't help the thinking process of, am I buying this or not? It's a plus, but the engine is what the real reason is I'm changing up. If it wasn't for the engine, guys, I'm perfectly happy with my 14. I love this truck. I know I'm going to have a little bit of a hard time. Some of you guys say you'll get over as soon as you get to drive the 19, probably. But of course, this truck has sentimental value, and I'm repeating myself at this point. It's going to go to my best driver, and he keeps the trucks real clean. It'll be in good hands. I don't know at what point. Maybe at high mileage, I'll just pull this truck off of the fleet and just have it as my second my truck. I don't know. I ain't gonna make promises I'm not gonna keep, or not knowing how I'm gonna keep and how it's all gonna turn out. But yeah, that's it, guys. Looking forward to that new truck. Very excited for it. I don't know when it's gonna show up. Some of y'all were asking. I'm hoping May. It might be as late as June, but hopefully sooner. Ram's usually pretty good at turning around stuff. Alright, guys, excuse me. As always, may the Lord bless you. May you all have a mighty fine day. Ciao, bye.